Good morning, class. Myself, Mrs. Monica Parade. I'm your science teacher. Welcome to my science class, Standard 7. We are going with chapter number 2, Plants, Structure and Function. Now, quickly we will take a review of yesterday's learned things and we will move to the next point. Yesterday we have discussed that how we are able to identify the different plants around us because of their different parts. We are able to identify them. Which are their different parts? Root, stem, leaves, flower, fruits, etc. Their different parts which are different of different plants. By this way we are identifying them. Now after that we have started with the parts of it. We have started with the roots. In that we have see radicle and plumule. Then what's radicle and plumule I told you? The part that grow above the soil from the seed is called as plumule, and the part which grow from the seed towards the soil is called as radicle. Radicle is nothing but the further it will grow in a form of roots. Okay, now this definition you make clear. The part that grow above the soil, that will be plumule, and the part that grow from inside the seed towards the soil is called as radicle. After that we have seen there are two types of roots, mainly taproot and fibrous root. The image which is seen on your screen is taproot. Taproots are thick near to the ground and it goes on tapering. As we go down, it goes on tapering and it finally reaches to the pointed tip. That tip is nothing but the root tip, which is the region of growth of plants. It also contains the root cap. It also has the secondary roots which grow obliquely and they contains the root hair. After that we have saw the fibrous roots. Okay, fibrous roots are wire-like structure and they are very thin in nature. Wire-like structures are nothing but the fibrous roots. Now, which plants has fibrous roots and which plants have taproot? The monocotyledous plants has the fibrous roots and the dicotyledous plant has taproots. Now, what's dicotyledous and monocotyledous I told you yesterday? Monocotyledous which is having the single cotyledonous and dicotyledous which contains the two cotyledons. Like example I told you, mustard seeds if you grow it will having the two equal parts. Is nothing but the dicotyledonous. After that we have seen adventitious roots. Adventitious roots are the roots that some parts are having two kind of roots. That is one which is for doing the primary functions, which is grow under the soil, and some roots are these secondary roots are grow little bit above the soil, which also provides the more support to the plants that we have considered as adventitious roots. Maize stalk we have seen as an example of it. After that we have also seen the modified roots. So which are the roots we are calling as the modified roots? To perform the more modified functions, to perform the additional functions for the plant. They are aerial root, stilt roots, runner roots and breathing roots. Okay, these roots we have seen. Also we have seen this experiment yesterday by taking the two jars and inside that we have placed the plant and also we have placed the oil on it, and after a few days we observe that the level of water it goes on reducing, and where that water is absorbed by the plants. This experiment is also in your journals and you have tried the observation of it. What you have observed in a first container, the water content is high as compared to the second container, and why that water level is get reduced? Because it is absorbed by the plants for the growth purpose. That observation we will write in your journals. Now we will move for the second point. For this, you refer your page number 11 of chapter 2nd. Use your brain power. Questions are there. Okay. Now, what would happen if the plants like tamarind, banyan, and mango had a fibrous roots? Now, if we see this tamarind, banyan, and mango, they are the dicotyledons. Mango seed, you have seen, it can be broken into two equal parts. These are dicotyledons. So, of course, their roots will be a taproot, not a fibrous root. And the question is asked, what will happen if they will have a fibrous roots? Now, you might have seen these trees. They are huge in size. The size is big as compared to the other small plants like a fenugreek and all. They are the large in size. So, the answer for this you can write tamarind and mango are the huge tree with the grand canopy of leaves. Canopy of leaves is cover of leaves on them. Okay. The roots of these plants should be strong enough to support this tree. Of course, the very basic function of root is to give us support to the plant, and as they are huge in a size or a large in a size, they need a more support so that they will withstand into on a ground. Okay, they need a firm support. For that reason, they contains the taproot which will penetrate deep into the soil. Even their secondary roots penetrate into the soil and provide a firm support to them. If they had a fibrous root, the tree will be uprooted and fallen down, because we have seen that fibrous roots are delicate, they are small in size, even they are not penetrating deep into the soil. They are the fibrous roots, and if this such kind of tree will have a fibrous roots, they will not withstand with the environment, and they will uprooted easily and fallen down. That's why they contains the taproot. Second question we have, what will happen if root tip is injured? While teaching also I have told you about the root. Question is, what will happen if root tip is injured? See, while teaching I told you root tip is the region of growth. Even I have told you where it is in your textbook, that you have to mark here there. It's a region of growth. So if it is get injured, that means the growth will stop there, it will stop there. Okay, so it's, and even it is very delicate, so what it contains around us, root cap to protect it. So answer you will write into this, if the root tip is injured, the growth of plant will be stunned means it will stop over there. Initially the tree will try to survive, but injured root may not absorb the water and mineral from the soil, which is the need of root, or which is the basic function of a root. They will fail to do it. So initially they will try to survive, and but they will fail for their duties, that is providing water and minerals. This will make the tree weak without the food, because the food of tree is water and minerals. Without that, the tree will become weak, and the support of tree will also become insufficient, and the tree will eventually die. Is the answer of it. Third question we have, which type of root do fenugreek, spinach and onion plant have? You may knowing this answer. Which type of root they have? Spinach, fenugreek and onion. Onion we have already seen only. Okay, now answer you will write like, fenugreek has a taproot, but it does not transfer deep down in the soil. Though they contain fenugreek seeds, you know that they are the dicotyledons. Of course, they will have a taproots. But though they have a taproot, they will not penetrate deep, as like in a case of tamarind, banana, and a mango, because the plants of it is of a short height, and the leaves, we are, when they grow leaves of enough height, they are getting uprooted. When your mother brought that fenugreek from the market, just observe this time. Fenugreek has taproot, but it does not transfer deep into the soil. Spinach is also having taproot, which bear many secondary roots into it. And in the case of spinach also, they will not be penetrate deep into the soil. Some of these are seen growing horizontally in the soil. In a case of spinach, the roots will grow horizontally, which we called as secondary roots. And in case of onion, the onion has fibrous root. They emerge from the disc-shaped structure, which is a modified stem. In a case of onion, I have shown you the roots take growth from disc-like structure, and they contains the fibrous roots. This, as they are taking the growth from the disc-like structure, it's nothing the modified stem in kind of onion. In a manner of onion, these are work as a stem in this. Okay. Now here we have some information. See the plant. Which plant it is? A banyan plant. Okay. I will read the information. Roots emerging from the trunk and the branches of a banyan tree grow towards the soil. You can observe here that that branches grow towards the soil from the tree part to the downside. What could be the use of these prop roots? We have already discussed what is the use of the prop roots to give a more support to it, and from that they become individual and they are again forming the tree structure of it. In the beginning, the banyan tree is a very few props. They are initially having few props, but later on the number will increase so much that it appear like a small forest. As the prop goes down and they are near to each other and it goes on increasing the number, it's appear like a small forest. In Calcutta, a 250 years old banyan tree is there in Indian Botanical Garden, and it covers a very large area, and it supported by the thousands of prop roots. It contains the near about thousands of prop roots. And question asked is such a tree is in your neighborhood? Proceed.